still has to be done legally.
We wanna do what you wanna do, but at that point in time, you're right,
I'm already there.
okay. So, okay. Alrighty, any questions for me so far?
I want to be what paid as much as possible.
Okay. Alright, well, we're very good at keeping people comfortable. So, with hospice, we're concerned really with three things. First thing, we wanna keep her comfortable. The second thing is we wanna keep you guys comfortable, because y'all are here taking care of her. You know, we're not gonna come in the door and say, okay, we're here now, and it's our way or the highway or anything.
You need to hear this song.
So we're going to try to take care of you guys as well. The third thing that we're concerned with is we're going to keep her here at home, not necessarily running back and forth to the hospital or the doctors and everything. Dr. Abrams, our medical director, will take over her care, and he will be responsible for your medications and everything. I'm thinking that we will have a nurse come out to see you 3 times a week to start. Once the nurse gets out here, she'll evaluate and then it'll be up to her how often that they come. But we'll start at 3 times a week. I'll get you aides out here 2 days a week. And they'll help with bathing and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The nurses and the aides won't come on the same day. We do that just so we have an extra set of eyes that will come in and see her like that. Now those visits will be Monday through Friday. Now, as your condition progresses, and it will, that's life, you're eventually going to decline. The nurse visits will increase all the way up to 7 days a week if needed. That sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've got 2 other people that I'd like to come and see you. One is the social worker. Social worker is real good at just getting things done, paperwork and things that in the community assets that we might not have even thought about. They're good at calling those sort of things in. And the other person I'd like to come see is the chaplain. So usually the social worker and the chaplain will come out
Is
and
there about this week?
I have no idea. I think he covers everything.
Cause she has a pastor,
Okay.
so, actually, she probably has 2 pastors, the pastor at my church,
Okay.
and then the pastor where she's still a
Okay.
member.
Well, it's completely up to you. If you want him to come, that's fine. You'll be glad to. And that's certainly not saying that your pastors can't come, you know.
Right. It'd be
We
good for him to
encourage them.
come.
Okay. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. The social worker and the chaplain usually come together. I tell them they run like a pack of dogs. And they'll come in and talk to you and see what they can do to help you. And then if you need them more frequently, they'll come more frequently. Otherwise, they check back with you about once a month and come in and check on you. So does that sound okay with you?
Yeah. I just need to see that nurse face out.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can get my medicine straightened out.
Ma'am, we are working on that just as hard as we can, but there's a process that we have to go through. And we can't skip any steps or things will go sideways in a heartbeat. We
Right.
don't want that.
Right now at the hospital, they were giving me my Xanax every 4 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Now they're having it marked every 8.
Yes, ma'am.
They were giving me my pain medicine every 4 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
And now it's going up. And that's just not gonna work.
Well,
Cut it in half.
I gotta tell you, when you're in the hospital and you got a nurse putting eyes on you every few minutes, we can do things a lot different than we can at home. So that's part of the reason that I'm here, is to evaluate you and see how this medication needs to be prescribed.
If it's okay, let me suggest on your Xanax and your pain medication, instead of taking one every 8 hours, take a half every 4 hours.
That'll be up to y'all.
Well,
When we walk out the door, how y'all take your medicine is up to y'all.
yeah, I think we'll get it set up.
And I need to verify what phone number
number I called you on this morning, the 334-476-4579?
That's fine.
Okay, is that the number you want us to call when the nurse is coming out and everything?
Oh, but, Tom, can you give me your phone number?
476?
4356.
Yes,
Mine, yeah.
Okay.
and he
For-
always asks.
Which number do you want us to call? For the nurse and the aides to let you know they're coming?
Call mine.
Okay.
Yes.
I can give you a third number too.
We'll
Yes.
get to that later on.
Okay.
Y'all are jumping ahead.
That's- sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. We will get there. All right. So we'll have the nurse and the aides come out. We'll have the chaplain and social workers come out. Now, you're on Medicare, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Medicare is gonna take care of all of our bills. The equipment that.
Medicare and Humana.
Okay, well, we only deal with Medicare, we're not worried about Humana. But Medicare will take care of all of your hospice bills, you won't get a bill from us for anything. The equipment that we provide and all, it will all be taken care of, so you're not gonna get any bills
Good,
from
I
us.
don't need no more.
No, you don't, and that's for sure. Now, do you have a BiPAP machine?
Yes.
Okay, do you use it?
No,
Okay, do you want us to bring another one in for you?
no. This one works fine.
Okay,
I just don't like them.
okay.
You
So,
can bring me some of that tape that goes on my nose.
what kind of tape goes on your nose?
They put some cushion and tape that made it feel so much better.
To open your nose up a little bit?
Well, if you can see the scar
Uh-huh.
that ran across there, that's what they call it in Montgomery.
Okay,
Okay, when I was in the hospital this last
but
time,
what do you need the tape for?
I think that's
It's
for the
comfort, the comfort stuff that goes onto the mask,
Okay,
or gets
but
between
she
the
didn't-
mask
but she's
and
not
skin.
using
But
the
she
mask.
just said she's not using the mask.
Yeah.
So if
but
you're
I
not,
will
if,
use it if I had that tape.
okay, I don't know that we furnish that tape.
I'll check into it on Amazon. I'll check into
Okay.
it.
So do you want us to replace your BiPAP machine?
There's no need in it.
Yeah, get one. You need it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll replace it, if you use it, you use it, and if you don't, you don't. How about that? Okay.
That'll work.
Tom, do you have a pen and a paper?
Is there anything else you think of?
Well, he's going over some
I saw
stuff.
your wheels,
Huh?
I saw your wheels, sir.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
It's good to have somebody here that the hamster's still running in the little cage, you know?
I know.
Cause there's a lot to this. It's a big thing.
It is.
And you're gonna have some questions, and I want all of your questions to be answered.
Yeah.
All right, I got some things that I'm gonna leave with you guys today. The first one that I got is this booklet. You're not required to read it, you know, we're not gonna give you a test on it, but it's got a lot of good information about hospice in it. Kinda tells you who we are, what we do. It might answer some questions that you have, it might give you an idea for some questions to ask. And we want you to ask anything that you need to know. In the very back of the book, they used to do this separately, but now they put it in the book. There's some sheets that's got symptoms on them: trouble breathing, pain, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, hiccups, things like that. You may have all of these symptoms at one time, you may not have any of them at all. These are
Yeah.
just symptoms that we see in a lot of hospice patients, and these are things that you can do after you give medication while you're waiting on it to work, or if you call the book with you here.
Okay.
I can't leave copies of the papers that you sign with you. We can't use carbons or anything on those.
Yeah.
But I do have a blank copy of the consent here. It's 3 pages long. It doesn't have her information on it, but I want y'all to have it so you'll have the language on the consent, so you have that for your record. But the main reason that I want to leave it with you is on the second page down at the very bottom. These are the numbers for Medicare. If there's a problem and I can't fix it, or my boss's boss can't fix it, you are more than welcome to call Medicare. Problem will get fixed.
Okay.
We like for you to let us take care of the problem first. You don't have to. You can always call Medicare.
I hate dealing with phone calls and all that. So.
We had somebody here at one time that said, you're not allowed to call Medicare. You are allowed to call Medicare anytime you want to, and here's the numbers. And you'll have this, here, I'm just gonna stick this right inside the booklet here.
Okay.
The last thing that I'm gonna leave with you is this yellow sheet. This is a number where you can get us 24 hours a day. Monday through Friday, when you call, it goes to our office in Auburn. They're gonna ask your name, your phone number, what's going on, and then they'll get with the nurse that's assigned to you. They'll call her and she'll call you back.
Okay.
Now, at night and on the weekends, it goes to an answering service. They're gonna ask the same thing, name, phone number, what's going on. But instead of waiting on somebody to call you back, they're gonna put you on hold. They've got a list of the people down here that's on call, and they're gonna connect you directly to the person's on call. If we can fix it over the phone, great. If not, we're on the way out here, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
They'll come out here. Now, we live in Alabama, we got storms, Lord knows we got storms. Whatever idiot did this phone number, they didn't put it on backup power. So if you call this number and it doesn't work, there's another number here for Bethany House. You can call the Bethany House, they got nurses there 24 hours a day. If they can help you on the phone, they will. If not, they have a list of who's on call as well, and they'll get us on the way out here.
Okay.
So, we wanna be your 911.
Yeah.
Call us instead of 911 because we'll be able to help you. You know, we can do your medications and get you comfortable.
Alright.
Leave this in here. But now, speaking of Bethany House, you look like you've heard of it before.
Yes, our dad was there twice,
Okay.
Anyway, does,
and her late husband was there when
Okay.
he passed.
Well, we use Bethany House for 2 reasons. The main one is symptom management. If you get to having pain and we can't control it in the home, we may ask you to go to Bethany House for a couple of days and let those round-the-clock nurses tweak your medicines and get you comfortable and bring you back home. Because remember, we want you comfortable and we want you at home as much as possible.
yeah.
So symptom management is the main reason that we use Bethany House. It's very small, you know, we've only got 8 beds there. So we try not to keep people there long term. We want to get you tuned up and bring you back home. 'Cause no matter how bad you feel better at home.
Yeah.
So the second reason that we use it is for respite care, and the social workers handle that. If, for instance, you're the only person taking care of her, and you have gallbladder attack, you have to have surgery, who's going to take care of her? Medicare will allow her to come to Bethany House if we have space available, and we'll take care of her while you take care of yourself. And once you're back on your feet, then she can come back home, and that's all covered by Medicare. The
That's
ambulance
what they were
ride,
explaining yesterday.
the ambulance ride over and back is all covered as well. So
If I have a heart attack.
Well, that really helps you too.
if she does go to Bethany House, though, you're welcome to stay there 24 hours a day. You can come and go as you want. But if you decide you want to come home and take a shower, which we like for people to do that occasionally, and you call back up there to find out how she's doing. If you just call up and say, how's Miss Daniels doing, they're not going to even tell you she's there. They can't. They're going to ask you for a password. If you tell them the password, they will sing like a bird and tell you anything that you want to know.
Okay.
So what I need from you guys is a 1-word password that you can remember, that if she happens to need to go to Bethany House and you need to call up there, that you can tell them.
Nevaeh,
Yeah.
Nevaeh.
Yeah,
Yep.
easy.
Easy to remember.
Spell that for me.
N-E-V,
It's handled
A-E-H.
backwards.
N-E-B.
N-E-V,
V as in
Okay,
Victor.
I'm
I'm sorry.
one person.
but
N-E-V as in Victor. It's heaven spelled backwards.
N-E-V-E-H.
No,
A-E-H.
A-E-H. N-E-V-A-E-H.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Questions?
I want some kind of,
Okay. Got some paperwork that needs to be signed.
how many forms is
And so I'm gonna talk.
having trouble with my ass wrapping up.
Okay, do you want your husband to sign?
Please.
Do I sign her name or my name?
Your name.
Okay. Whatever needs to be signed, I'll sign.
I never know who's gonna sign, so I'm gonna have to make a couple of little additions here. And your last name is spelled A-U-R-I-T?
Yes.
Tom, is it Thomas?
Tom is legal Thomas, but I go by Tom.
Okay. You can sign it as Tom, but I'm gonna have to list it as Thomas.
Yeah. Because I sign everything Tom.
That's gonna take it easy. See how little it is. I know, and it runs out so fast. They'll tell you he's constantly filling it up. Aren't you, baby?
Nope.
Yes, you are. He usually keeps an extra one on the table
There's the extra one.
to keep me from waiting. Cause it's got to where I can smoke my regular cigarettes. I can open them up and take 2 draws and have to put them out.
That's good.
That's the good Lord working.
Shut up.
Is that you leaving?
Yeah, my sugar. I just ate a bagel.
Started to say you sugar must be low.
Hmm?
Started to say it must be low.
Mm-mm, it's high.
Uh-oh.
But I took insulin, so it'll be down in a minute.
Tom, do you have a power of attorney? Do y'all have a written power of attorney?
No.
If you need something like that, that's something that the social workers can help you with.
Okay.
They can't do it or notarize it, but they can point you toward people that can do it a lot cheaper than just walking into a lawyer's office and getting things done.
I knew I should have went to law school.
Do what?
I knew I should have went to law school.
All right, sir. If you will. I will explain some of this to you as we go through it.
Okay.
On the first page, there's a couple of things that I've got checked. Medicare election of benefit. Medicare's gonna cover everything. We're not gonna get a bill from us.
Okay.
Anything that we do. Down at the bottom, I've got, I did not wish to choose an attending physician checked. They've asked Dr. Abrams to take over and
That's fine.
take care of it. On the second page, a couple of things to be aware of. One, we've already talked about the numbers at the
Yeah.
bottom for Medicare, and you've got a copy of this in there with those numbers. The second thing is you're signing up for hospice now. If you decide this afternoon, you know, maybe hospice ain't what you want, call
we
me
want
back. I've got one form you sign and you're off, no harm, no foul, no
Okay.
good. If tomorrow you decide, you know, maybe that wasn't a bad idea, call me back, we'll sign
No,
up.
we want it.
You can go ahead and laugh, but my record is I've signed the same patient on and off of hospice 5 times in 5 days. The thing is, Medicare doesn't penalize you for that. They pay 100%, so you don't have to worry about that. If you're a little wishy-washy, doesn't matter to Medicare.
No, we want it. We've all discussed it. And,
On the third page, a couple of things to be aware of. By signing the consent, you're giving us permission to get her medical records so that we can file with Medicare. And also, and this is just the world that we live in, you're consenting to email, cell phone calls, and text messages. Now, about a week and a half ago, the law changed. This part of the consent is no longer sufficient for cell telephones and voicemails and all that, so you've got another consent later on for that. But if that sounds good for you, if you can sign here in your relationship right under, please.
It's in my hands. As soon as I got my homework thing restored.
Your what?
What's today's date?
It should
Oh,
already,
24th.
it's already dated.
Oh, okay, it is.
It's on the straw
That's all
up to my index finger.
Yeah, I'm trying to,
Very, very
trying to make it
late.
easy.
That's not the empty one now. Today's date. Or new dates.
All right, the next thing that I have for you, this is authorization to release health information. If we do need to get additional medical records, this is what we will send to the doctor to get. I put your name here because you're the one signing the form, you're the one that's actually authorizing us to get that information. So if you can sign here in your relationship right there, please. Flip this over and save it.
Her appointment, she had an appointment scheduled with her pain doctor for the 3rd.
Okay.
That's when she would've got her refills.
Okay, we'll take care of those refills, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, this is the consent that allows us to send text messages and leave voicemails.
Okay.
If you can sign here, print your name, and then your relationship there, please.
Man, can you help with equipment?
Ma'am?
Like a trapeze or a stationary trapeze
I
or?
can see what I can do.
Yeah.
That'll probably come with the bed.
No, it has to be,
That would help me on being able to move me. Because we've just been using the side rails and I've already broke the right side.
okay. All right, the next form that I have for you, this is kind of like closing on a house. This is authorization to bill Medicare. It's on the Medicaid hospice form. She doesn't have Medicaid, she has Medicare. So there's no Medicaid number here. Check the box that says I'm a Medicare recipient, and this is her Medicare number.
Okay.
So if you can sign on the second line here and relationship there. Yes, sir. I got some silly questions for you that don't mean a hill of beans, but if you don't send this form in, Medicare will send it all back to us.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked in a coal mine, or do you have a black lung disease?
No.
Are you getting any kind of government research money or anything to help pay for your health care? You said you're not a veteran. This is not a result of an accident or injury. Did you get your Medicare because of disability?
Yes.
And I'm showing that was in 2003?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to turn brakes for a living.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I would put the asbestos and stuff off of those.
Okay. Have you ever had a kidney transplant?
No.
And have you ever had kidney dialysis?
No.
I think, I
Yes.
believe she did. She had it
In the hospital, but
when
not,
when they went into your neck.
When
She-
was that?
That was like 5 years ago.
yeah.
But that was ended when you left the hospital?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Need another signature from you,
No.
please. You thought you were getting away.
I thought I was done.
You can sign here that just says that those answers are correct to the best of your
Okay.
knowledge. Alright, so the next one that I have, this is the do not necessitate form that I talked about earlier.
Okay.
And you heard her
Yep.
wishes. If you can sign here, print your name, and then today's date here.
Today's the 24th, right?
Yes, sir. Alright. Go back to this one. They changed our forms and now we got some that are two-sided. This is consent to share health information with family and friends. If you will sign in relationship there, and then you'll fill out the top one. Okay. If you will, print your name, relationship, and phone number in slot number 1 here. And is there anybody that you would want to put in that second slot?
Yep. That's right there.
Alright.
Let's put Darla second, or Darla third.
It doesn't matter.
But Sherry second, Darla third. Darla has so much going on.
What does Darla go by last name?
Ducky.
D-U-F-F-E-Y.
And her phone number?
Look it up. Darla's number? It is 334-849-7762.
Got it.
Last form that I have for you to fill out. This is a family contact form. If you can fill out the whole first part up here with your information,
Mhm.
and then we'll let this young lady.
Getting young, I feel real old today.
Alright, dear. You get your temperature here.
I'm gonna just put,
As long as we've got you on there, anybody else is kind of gravy. Which arm can I use for blood pressure?
The right one.
Okay.
what'd you tell me Darla's number was?
Look it up again. 334
Yeah,
849 7762.
thank you.
I don't know her new address or any of that.
I didn't put it. As long as they got a contact
For
number.
mail,
Yeah, number is always.
for all her
Teresa's
employees.
number, do you know it?
I don't even know if I have that.